There's a new player in the market for big luxury cars, and that can only mean one thing. Range Rover has some serious competition. Alright, imagine this. You are standing in a parking lot, and on one side there's a brand new Range Rover. Big, imposing, classic. On the other side is something you've probably only heard about, and maybe if you're lucky you've probably seen. Long, wide, low-key intimidating. And you're probably thinking if this is another Range Rover, but in actuality, it is the Lynk Co 900. And suddenly the whole luxury SUV conversation shifts. This is not just hype for the sake of hype. This is one of those moments where the industry quietly changes direction. And if you blink, you miss it. Because what Lynk Co has done here isn't just build another luxury SUV. They've built a statement. And honestly, it feels like a warning shot at Range Rover's dominance. Let's talk about why. First, context matters. In China right now, wealthy buyers are moving differently. For years, the ultimate flex SUV was something like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan or a top-spec Range Rover. Massive presence, big engines that have arrived energy, and they take up massive space. But the new trend is extended range electric luxury, or EREV. These are big luxury SUVs that behave like EVs day to day, but still have an engine quietly working in the background to kill range anxiety. People want silence. They want tech. They want space. They want luxury that feels futuristic, not traditional. And that's exactly where the Lynk Co 900 comes in. This car would probably set the pace for other SUVs to follow because of its intentional design and the vehicle's functionality. Now let's clear something up immediately. This thing is huge. We're talking 5.2 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 1.81 meters tall. On paper and in real life, it's actually larger than the latest Range Rover. That alone should make Land Rover nervous. Presence has always been Range Rover's thing, but the 900 doesn't just match that presence. It amplifies it with sharper design and a more modern attitude. One thing about the Range Rover is its imposing nature. It's big and takes up space. The Lynk Co 900 does that too without compromising passenger space. And the vibe? Serious Range Rover energy. Flat side windows, a long clean shoulder line, black mirror modules, hidden electric side steps, streamlined roof rails, and that high-gloss piano black lower body trim. It looks expensive without screaming. The 21-inch wheels with orange brake calipers are a subtle flex, especially when you find out they are 4-piston calipers stopping this thing from 100 km/h in just 3.9 meters. That's a sports sedan braking performance in a full-size luxury SUV. Imagine driving around a huge chunk of metal, but it doesn't feel like that. Instead, it feels like you're gliding down the road. And you don't have to worry about overdoing on speed because the brakes on this vehicle works for you to make it even sleeker in coming to a halt. But let's talk about powertrain. Because this is where Lynk Co really separates itself from SUVs. This is not a full EV. And it's not a normal hybrid either. It's an extended range electric vehicle. Big battery, small engine. The battery is called Freeway, made by Cattle, and it's a 52.38 kW pack with 4C fast charging. That's massive for a hybrid. Many pure EVs don't even get batteries this large. What that means in real life is simple. Most of your driving happens with the engine completely off. Silent. Smooth. Electric. The engine exists mainly as a generator and backup, not as the star of the show. Under the hood, you've got a 2.0-liter hybrid engine up front. There's also a 1.5-liter hybrid unit driving the front wheels in certain configurations. At the rear, a single electric motor powers the back wheels. No traditional driveshaft. All-wheel drive without the old-school mechanical complexity. Depending on the setup, total system output goes up to 835 horsepower. That's not luxury SUV power. That's super SUV territory. And yet, it's designed to whisper quietly. Lynk Co clearly wants this thing to glide, not roar. And the platform matters too. This SUV sits on the PA Evo, an evolution of Volvo's Spa architecture. If that rings a bell, it should. The Volvo XC90 is built on Spa, and that's one of the most comfortable, safest SUV platforms in the world. PA Evo takes that foundation and upgrades it for electrification, weight, and tech. Quick history break, because this is important. The Geely Group acquired Volvo back in 2010. That wasn't just a financial move. It was a technology transfer. And Lynk Co was born from that partnership. So when you see Volvo level safety, build quality, and platform engineering in a Lynk Co, that's not a coincidence. That's strategy. Now let's step inside, because this is where Range Rover really needs to start worrying about their position at the top. The interior is pure future luxury. Chrome accents everywhere, mixed with rose gold finishes. It's flashy, but controlled. The steering wheel sits in front of a compact widescreen driver display, framed by a stylish LED and ambient light strip that runs across the dash. Above that, you've got a massive AR-integrated head-up display. Not gimmicky, actually useful. Navigation, speed, safety alerts, all projected cleanly. At the center of the dashboard is a 30-inch 6K LCD display. 30 inches, 6K. And here's the cool part, it can split into two independent sections. Driver-focused info on one side, passenger entertainment on the other. Powering all of this are two Snapdragon 8295 chips. That's serious computing power. Lag is basically non-existent. Below that, you get dual wireless charging pads, a rotary control knob for tactile feedback, and a beautifully integrated center console that hides a built-in fridge. Yes, a fridge. That alone tells you who this car is targeting. The sound system is Harman Kardon, with premium metal speaker grills that look like jewelry. And Lynk Co didn't stop there. There are independent headrest speakers for rear passengers, creating personal sound zones. Now, the second row. This is where things get even more exciting, especially when you find out what the seats can do. The rear doors open almost 90 degrees, making entry effortless. The second row seats can heat, ventilate, massage, recline, and even rotate when the vehicle is stationary. Swivel seats. In an SUV, there's a fold-out table, a picnic mode, and a secondary 30-inch infotainment screen, just for rear passengers. You want legroom, you've got it. Independent adjustable air vents, ambient lighting, independent climate control. This feels less like an SUV and more like a luxury lounge on wheels. You can be super practical in this space without feeling like you're trapped or caged in this car. This car is good for large families, and as you know, kids sometimes like to have their own space. This car ensures everyone seats comfortably, without needing to complain about legroom or shoving someone in the back seat. Also, it's a great vehicle if you're outdoorsy in nature. You can comfortably fish or turn the middle and rear section into a recline. Some trims even have a picnic mode where the rear tailgate, which is a two-piece design supporting up to 300 kg, turns into an outdoor seating setup. Range Rover popularized this idea, but Lynk Co refined it. The third row is actually usable, easy to enter, adjustable seats, independent AC, charging ports, speakers, massage, heating. Headroom is a bit limited, but for a third row in a luxury SUV, it's impressive. How about tech and design flexes? Because there are a lot. Up front, there's an interactive display panel made up of 10,000 LED lights. It can display 32 shades of gray and is fully customizable. It sounds unnecessary until you see it in person. It's branding, animation, and communication all in one. Think of it as your canvas, a way to make your car feel like it's completely yours. That's one perk about the Lynk Co 900 luxury SUV. It's customization. This is how you make your car feel like a second home for you, and even for your family as well. The SUV has two sets of active air intakes. One opens and closes depending on speed and temperature. The other stays permanently open for cooling. It's functional aero, not just design fluff. Everything about this car screams intention. Things weren't just put there for the sake of having them, but to turn this into an exceptionally functional machine on wheels. There's a hidden electric side step, a retractable electric towing hitch with a 2-ton towing capacity, an 8-megapixel camera system feeding data into a closed dual-chamber air suspension with CDC dampers. This thing reads the road ahead and adjusts before you hit imperfections. Compare this to a Range Rover. The Range Rover still does luxury exceptionally well. The ride comfort, the heritage, the off-road pedigree, all still top tier. But it's also conservative, traditional, heavy on legacy. The Lynk Co 900 feels like what Range Rover might look like if it completely reset its design philosophy for the EV age. Against competitors like the BMW X7, Mercedes GLs, even the Cadillac Escalade, the 900 feels more future-focused. Those SUVs still rely heavily on big engines and traditional layouts. Lynk Co is betting that the future of luxury is electric-first, software-driven, and experience-focused. So is this the end of Range Rover? This would not happen overnight. But this is the clearest sign yet that China isn't just copying luxury anymore. They're redefining it. And if brands like Land Rover don't move faster into extended range electrification with this level of tech and interior innovation, they're going to lose ground. The Lynk Co 900 isn't just a luxury SUV. It's a glimpse into where luxury SUVs are headed. Quiet, powerful, tech-heavy, experience first. And honestly, if this thing goes global at a competitive price, Range Rover has a real problem on its hands. They might just lose their spot at the top.